Good morning everybody. It's a cold one, 4 degrees Celsius, 6 o'clock in the morning. And can you guess what's coming up? Two cars side by side and an early start. Well, we've got to go and deliver this car to the very far northwest corner of Wales, the other side of Snowdonia. And we're going to be going in convoy with this car to pick up that driver, Gents, who's just behind the camera there. So it's going to be a bit of an epic road trip because we live on the south coast in Bournemouth. We've just met up at this meeting point in Ringwood and we're going to drive in convoy. We're going to take some comparisons between these two cars, but it's going to be about really an epic road trip and we're going to cover some of the best driving roads in Wales. In two of the best EVs available. And there's not many rapid chargers in Wales, but Tesla have installed some superchargers there, so these are two good cars for covering Wales cross country. So this car here, which we're delivering, is a 2020, so it's a pre-refresh without the heat pump, Model 3 long range. It's on the 18-inch wheels, but not with the aero covers. It has the hubcap kit in and the exposed alloy wheels. This car is our own 2021 Model 3 long range, which does have a heat pump. It's got the 19-inch wheels, the sport wheels and hand-cooked tyres. And this is going to be an amazing, fantastic trip covering some of the best roads in Wales. I really haven't been to Wales for a long time, into the middle of it at least. So this is going to be good fun. So come along and join us for the day, because this is going to be an epic road trip. Right, so before we get started, where are these cars at? So these were both charged 100% at work yesterday afternoon and we left at the same time. But we didn't have to go home, we do live in different houses. I'm in the refresh 21 Model 3 now. And I'm leaving here with 81% of the battery. You can see there it's 4 degrees and well, by the time we faffed around now and got coffee, it's 20 past 6 in the morning. So since it was charged, I got 40 miles covered, average of 282. And then it was a cold start this morning, no preheating, and we both left places at the same time. Although we do live different distances apart, we covered slightly different distances yesterday evening. So if I go to the white car now, the pre-refresh, he's got 80% battery, and since last charge I've covered 32 miles, so I've covered 8 more miles on that car, and I've got 1% more of the battery according to this. Now these are both 75-ish kilowatt hour battery cars. That car there, the new one, isn't the 82 pack like you get in the Performance and like the long ranges in Europe. I don't think we've got those ones yet. We still have the same pack for both of these cars, so they're on a fairly even keel. It's really about heat pump, non-heat pump, and the wheel differences. But like I say, we wouldn't take a log and compare how they get on during the day, but it's going to be more about just having a good road trip rather than trying to get some direct comparisons. I was going to try and use the Porsche Taycan today in convoy. We put a poll out on Instagram and social media, and people wanted to see me in the newer Tesla Model 3 rather than Taycan, which, to be honest, I mean, we've got a lot of miles to cover today, and there really are in Wales no chargers above 50 kilowatts once you go beyond the corners of Wales and the main cities. So the Taycan would have been a really good challenge. It would have been good to see kind of just how much longer that would have taken to do the trip, but the Taycan charged at 50 kilowatts just isn't really enough. Wales is a bit of a bare spot. I was like, come on Wales, get yourself some chargers. And then covering some of those mountain roads in the Taycan would have been good fun as well. But nonetheless, the Model 3s are epic. And it does mean we can just stay in convoy and be at the same places at the same time. So when we're traveling all day, you know, just to be on your own and not in convoy, not having your stops together would be a bit boring. So there we go. Anyway, we're going to get on with this road trip now, get going, because it's already 20 past 6. We just grabbed a coffee from McDonald's, let's hit the road. Okay, so this is what we've got in the first leg of the journey. So I want to go straight up the A34 from here, so sort of slightly long way around, but it will be motorway to begin with, along the M4, Severn Bridge and into South Wales, and stopping at Sarn Park Services for a supercharge. So according to this, we should arrive there with around 8% of the battery. We've got 164 miles to cover. So that's the next stop, 9 o'clock. Sounds like breakfast to me. Quick last minute change of plan. We're actually going to fit the aero covers on the pre-refresh Model 3, give it its best chance of efficiency versus new car. So now it's all down to heat pump. Will the heat pump make a difference on economy? That's what we're going to find out. So over 70 miles still to go until we get to the supercharger at Sarn Park. Gints in the white Model 3 has already had the message to say that his battery is preconditioning. Now, it's been pretty cold, it's been down to 2 degrees, but it's now up to 8 degrees Celsius. We've been driving for quite a long time. It's now 8 in the morning, but he's already got that preconditioning message, but nothing from me on this car yet. So with 18 miles to go and half an hour until that charging stop, my battery has now started preconditioning as well. I've got 25% battery remaining. On the white Model 3, the battery preconditioning has been coming on and off for a while, but this has just come on this car. Okay, I've just arrived at Sun Park Services, so that's what we got here. So we got here with I've got 18% of the battery left. So since the car was charged yesterday, I've covered 206.6 miles. And since we rendezvoused near Ringwood, we did 166.4 miles, average of 262 watt-hours a mile. So before I plug in, I'm just going to go and catch Gints and see what he's got on his car. Good morning, Gints. How you going? Oh, you got 9%. 9% battery left, and then what have you got here? So since the car was recharged yesterday, 197 miles. And which one since we left Burley?
Since we left Burley is this one.
And 165.6 miles, averaging 292.
That's when we changed to Aeros, no difference.
So that one over there, new one, it's more efficient. Probably a heat pump.
That's a heat pump now?
Yeah, cold start. Well, cold when we left work yesterday and cold when we left this morning. Yep. There we go. Right, let's plug in and get up to a reasonable state of charge. So here we go. We'll have a look at how far we want to go to the next, where we're going to go, Aberystwyth services, but loads of mountain roads. So should we go 80%, 90%?
90, I think. Probably 90.
All right, well, it's time for breakfast anyway. There's services over there. So let's go to 90% and see which one gets there first. Now, these are V2 superchargers, so if somebody else comes next to us, that could affect the charge rate. But at the moment, we're on separate numbers, so we should be okay. Let's plug in and go at the same time. Now, we have seen before that the pre-refresh cars actually charge a bit quicker. We don't really know why. Same battery in theory with these ones, unlike the refresh performance like this one here, which has got an 82 battery. Right, let's plug this in. Nope, all right. There we go. Just before I go and get my breakfast, let's see what this gets up to. 120 kilowatts. It's a shame these aren't V3 superchargers. What charge speed, Gints? 180. Yeah, 120. These are V2 chargers. They're probably maybe the 120 kilowatt limited. I didn't look. The 130 kilowatt max chargers. I'm putting 118, same as Gints. Oh well, let's go into some breakfast. It's quick enough. I've got 64%. I'm charging at 64 kilowatts. This obviously slowed up, but the older Model 3 is gaining. So have a look, 64%, charged at 89 kilowatts. So this percentage, this older car is charging faster. And we've seen that before. This isn't just a one-off, we've seen that before. Different thermal management, not sure, but newer ones always seem to charge lower. Okay, it's 10 AM and we've both just finished our breakfast and such like, and we're nearly able to charge into 90%. So kind of as we thought might happen, the older car is just finishing its charge now, so 89%, but the newer car is at 86%. So actually the older car has charged faster. There's only a few minutes in it, but the older car has charged faster. It was just holding a faster charge speed for longer. So remember, it had a deficit when it arrived in terms of battery percentage. It's overtaken and in fact finishing ahead of the new car. There we go. Right, so we're going to finish up from here and then head up into the Black Mountains now. So this bit should be really good fun and spectacular scenery. The sun's breaking through some mist, so it should be really, really good. This is the bit I'm looking forward to. Here we go, climbing up into the Black Mountains on the Black Mountain Pass. And this is where the nimbleness of the Model 3 comes alive. I sometimes criticise the Model 3 for being a bit firm on the ride, especially, you know, for non-performance models. Performance model, yes, but Now you can see it's got the body control. It's just pretty good fun, very fast out of corners, point and shoot. Perfect place for a Tesla Model 3. Somebody's cycling up here. They've got a long way to go. As in, they're not even like an avid cyclist, they're just cycling to somewhere. Okay, here we go. The Model 3 on a mountain pass. Well, it's more like a hilly pass, but it's called the Black Mountain Pass. And that sharp steering, that slightly firmer ride works well here. Keep the control, great grip. Obviously an instant electric powertrain out of the corners. So it goes to show there is a road in the UK, not full of traffic, that can be fun. Brilliant. What a place. Now it comes alive. Now this car, I can put it exactly where I want in the road. It's absorbing the bumps. I've got full control of it, and it's a great deal of fun. Remember, this is not a performance one, but this, there we go, hairpin bends and everything. Look at that. Wait, there we go. Now the Model 3 really is in a world of its own. Some great roads there. Been in the car for quite a long time now, about 4 hours of driving. Some fantastic roads though. But just as we come up to these Aberystwyth chargers, what's your battery percentage at the moment?
Yeah, those roads are pretty damn good. I've got 23% left in the battery now.
Have you really? 23? I've still got 38%. So that's actually quite a difference. It's been about 12 degrees the whole time, so not exactly cold, but wow, that's quite a difference.
Oh wow, yeah. That's way bigger difference than I thought it would be. Interesting. Why is that? Could be the heat pump would make such a big difference?
I don't think it's been that cold, has it? But so what's your average watt hours per mile since we left?
309 watt hours per mile.
Okay, 261. Right, okay, here we are, found the chargers. All empty, V3 chargers. So let's see what we get. It's now 2:15 in the afternoon. That wasn't exactly the most direct route, but some fantastic roads. I'm glad we had plenty of spare because of that road closure. It took us back round a different pass, but that was really good. My rear camera is so dirty, I can't even see out of it. Okay, 38%, 2:15. Let's see if this one now charges quicker than that one from the V3 chargers. That'd be quite cool. Let's find out. All right, so 23%, 250 kilowatts at 24%. That's not bad, is it? That's more like it. Oh, now it's falling.
Oh, that's enough.
But that's still quite good for that percentage. Well, let's see what I've got. 121. That's 39%. I wonder if that car will overtake this car on its charging again. There's only one way to find out. McDonald's done. Another one. Ooh dear. So I looked up the charge rate on my phone, and I'll put an image up here. At 70% with this car, the black car, the newer one, was at 69%. So it overtook it on its charging speed, even though it was reporting a lower state of charge by quite a long way when we pulled up. So it's definitely, the older cars charge faster than newer cars, even though apparently they had the same battery. I don't know, it's a strange one, isn't it? We should get some more clarity from Tesla on why that is the case. Anyway, 35 minutes have elapsed since we pulled up, and this car now is at 90%. Mine's just got another couple of minutes to go, but we'll be pulling away from Aberystwyth shortly and heading further north. The Model 3 is just so perfect for roads like this. Fast, sweeping A roads, smooth tarmac, occasional slower vehicle, whisk past it easily, instant power, easy overtaking, body control's good, everything just perfect for roads like this, perfect for Wales. It's a shame it's probably one of the only EVs it is until they get more faster chargers all over the place, but it really is just been a joy to drive this all day. I mean, it's been a long day, but we've seen some stunning scenery. The roads have been great, lots of road works, but the roads themselves have been great, and this car has been, so far at least, absolutely flawless, and really kind of reaffirmed how much I like the Model 3. Yes, I moan about the ride quality a little bit around town, but it gives it the control you need on a fast road like this. So yeah, very, very good car. Somewhere in the clouds and increasing darkness over there is Snowdon. I'd like to go closer to it one day, but I think we'll leave that for another day. Okay, so as the sun thoroughly sets down, I'm just going to give you an update just as we're nearly at the drop-off point now. We've covered over 370 miles, in fact coming up towards 375 miles now, and I've used 97 kilowatt hours today since our rendezvous point this morning, and Gins has used 114 kilowatt hours in that 2020 car as opposed to his 2021 car, so he's used quite a bit more energy. So his average is 308 watt hours per mile according to the car, and my average 260 watt hours per mile. So there's some quite distinct differences, and we found these cars really similar before. There's another video we did with this car and a pre-refresh on exactly the same wheels, and they seemed identical. However, that was warmer, and that's why this test today has been interesting, because it's been colder, especially this morning. It's been around 12 degrees Celsius for most of the day, so not particularly cold, but the heater is on, and this car does have a double glazing, so it does seem to be more efficient, notably so. Actually quite a good difference. I mean, I'm really surprised. I didn't think it'd be that much. On the other side of things, the actual journey time you could use or take with the two cars would be slightly longer in this car, because this car has just needed that extra bit of charging time, because it just doesn't charge as quickly as the earlier car. Which seems crazy. There must be a reason. Again, as always, I'm sure Tesla know what they're doing, but this doesn't have the newer 82 battery. They should have, I thought, the same battery, so they've just got different profiles to charge differently. I don't know, you know, some extra knowledge and know-how or insight into that, because we didn't get the revised battery in the long range in the UK like the rest of Europe did. So strange, but really there's not a vast amount in it. You know, the older car is still efficient compared to most of the cars that we test, pretty much every other car we test, and it still actually would require less charging time than this one, albeit just by a few minutes. Anyway, rounding off for now, and we're going to take a route back shortly, which will be a motorway route back. We're not going back the same way. So it's actually more miles to go by the motorway, going all the way around and then back down towards Manchester, back down towards Birmingham. It's actually more miles to go that way, but will be a lot faster. I don't think we'll do all of that tonight. I think we're going to have to stop off somewhere and finish that journey off in the morning. So give you a couple more little updates, but that rounds off our convoy segment of today. We have travelled all the way across Wales to the east now, and we're in Shrewsbury. It's nearly 8 o'clock in the evening, and we've covered 477 miles, so we're sort of feeling a bit tired and hungry now. So we just found a hotel nearby. We're going to stop off. We're going to eat, sleep, charge up. They've got chargers at the hotel, of course, only book hotels with chargers. So just let's round things up. We've done 477 miles since our rendezvous point this morning, and this car today has averaged 260 watt hours per mile, which I think is actually pretty good. And it's been great across all this countryside. So quick stop off in Shrewsbury, and we'll finish off the journey back to the office tomorrow. I think it's about the only time we've not driven back in one day, isn't it, Gins?
Probably. I think this is the first time.
I think normally we would just go back in one day, but yeah, you know,
Really sensible.
we're going to treat ourselves to a meal and a drink, and not motorway services for a change. So we'll give you a last update tomorrow. The Riverside Inn, just south of Shrewsbury, a great stopover point. Nice hotel, nice rooms. It's by the riverside, which is very nice. Nice gardens and free car chargers. So Our Model 3 is all charged up, ready to go, all preheated, preconditioned, all for 100% an 8 AM departure, which is what it is now. So we're going to hit the road and head back. But I've got a little diversion, pick another car on the way back. Right, we're ready to go, 100% preheated. That's our route here, down to Worcester. Yeah, it's not a bad route, it's quite pretty. But I've got a diversion to make, VW ID4 to pick up, I think. So, can't go back empty. Ready, Gins?
Ready to race.
Let's go. And we're back. That's the end of our trip. So that total trip was over 700 miles, 706 miles nearly. And that was with just 2 charges, both of which, whilst we ate, we didn't wait for the car at all, which was really good. Although I have to say with Wales, it's probably only really with Tesla you can do that because of the lack of fast chargers throughout Wales. So Wales, please get some more fast chargers. But a very accomplished car for doing that in. Been really good. Little bit firm ride sometimes, but it paid off on some of those country roads. So Tesla Model 3, very easy to do that with. On today's journey, we covered 223 miles and still arrived back with 18% of the battery remaining. So a pro-rated that out would work out to about 270 miles of real world range in this Model 3 long range in today's conditions, driving mainly on the motorway at 70 miles per hour, which I think is pretty good. So that's it. I hope that's useful. I hope that's interesting. And thank you for watching, really appreciate that. Don't forget to follow us on all the social media channels and hit the thumbs up icon. And there's more great videos following soon. Hey everyone, thanks for watching our videos. If you like our content and want to see more, don't forget to not only subscribe, but also hit the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss any new videos as they're uploaded. Plus, we're also on Instagram. Just look up R Simons or RSEV. We're on Facebook and Twitter. So lots of news, stories and things as we go on each one of those channels.